Hello, hello, my lovelies. Welcome to TribeMomma Talks. On this channel, I will be chatting with you, sharing stories I find, going over Reddit posts, all of that. Because sometimes you just need someone to fill the silence. So whether you're doing your chores, playing games on your phone, falling asleep, I hope you enjoy listening to my voice for a little while and will want to come back and join me another time. Today, we are going to be looking at Reddit, the Am I the A-hole? And this post was from 18 days ago by Throwaway Panda Bear. It's pretty short, and it is called Boyfriend Mad at Me because he opened up relationship and got no dates. Am I the a-hole for how I responded? Okay, tale as old as time. Let's see. Me and my boyfriend, both 37, have been dating for just over 3 years. Prior to this, I was single for 8 years. Overall, it's been a healthy relationship. We're both independent with our jobs, living situations, etc. I do love spending time with him. I don't really have any complaints. Okay, that's a good start. Not a lot of detail, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. However, something that startled me was back about 6 months ago, him saying that he wanted to open the relationship up, meaning going on dates and sleeping with other women. I've never been in a dynamic like this before, so I naturally had a lot of questions. He told me that I could also go on dates and sleep with other men. How very magnanimous of him. He's an egalitarian. We love this for him. I honestly was a little skeptical at first, but after doing some research and having time to think, I agreed. He told me that if at any point I wasn't comfortable, we could stop and close the relationship up again. But one of the rules was we don't discuss with each other what we're doing or who we're going on dates with. I don't know. To me, this sounds like someone who wants a free pass to mess around. I'm just going to be straight. I signed up to a dating app. Within a few days, I had 500 plus likes, and it's been pretty steady since. So I started matching with people, texting, and arranging dates. On average, I go on 1 or 2 dates a month. There are also some people in similar dynamics of open relationships that I'm going on dates with and sleeping with regularly. I quite like the fact that everything is non-committal, so even though I was skeptical at first, I'm enjoying the open relationship. As decided from before, I hadn't told my boyfriend about any of this. So this is clearly working out well for her. She doesn't seem to be in any way ill affected by the lack of monogamy. I have to say, considering how she's describing this, you have to wonder, is having any sort of relationship even necessary at this point? They don't live together, they don't share finances. He's just another person she's casually dating now. I was at my boyfriend's house the other day and my phone was on the kitchen counter. Dun dun dun. He saw my notifications and then proceeded to go through my phone and read messages, including going through the dating app and whatnot. I thought we weren't supposed to be sharing this, buddy. To say he was angry was an understatement. Natch. Called it. Who didn't see this coming, right? Turns out he opened the relationship up to take out on a date a younger colleague at his workplace who misread his idea of a date as just work lunch. He then told me that he wanted to see if it would work out with her so he could ultimately leave me for her. Okay, dude, I get that why are you being this stupid? Like, all right, hold on. Let me just finish this before I get on him. Okay. However, she didn't want him, and it seems like no one else did either. In the last 6 months, he's had a few rough dates, but no one additional to sleep with. I feel somewhat embarrassed for him. Oh, sweetie, we all feel embarrassed for him. He demanded we instantly close the relationship up. And I told him that maybe we should just end things or at least take a break. He was outraged and called me names, but he was the one who wanted this dynamic, so what's the problem? I left, and as I walked home, I contemplated fully breaking it off with him. He's been blowing my phone up, and I'm not quite sure what to say. Am I the a-hole? Okay. Okay. Who didn't see this coming? I I I get it. We all knew what was happening here. Obviously, as I said, often when someone wants to open the relationship up out of nowhere and also wants to keep things secret, they just want a free pass to mess around with other options without losing their default. They don't want to be single because they have a good thing going, but they also don't want to miss out on what else is out there. I don't understand why he felt the need to tell her what his ultimate motivation had been. That seems silly. Like, if you, the guy, are upset that she's been successful in the open relationship while you haven't, and you'd like to close it up because you realize at this point you can't do better, why would you then tell her, well, my goal was to find out if it would work with her so I could ditch you? Like, why would you say that? It would be so much easier to just say, yeah, I'm not enjoying the open relationship. I miss you, da 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 da. These are not difficult uh, falsehoods to put out there. Okay. And I think she discovered that he wasn't anything special, clearly, because she's enjoying the non-committal, just dating the scene. What do you have him around for at this point? I mean, it's not like she goes into anything personal about what they bring to each other's lives. Let's see what the comments have to say. Okay, you should join the rest of the population in not dating him as well. Yeah. True. Let's see. This is a tale as old as time. One side wants to open up the relationship for one or two reasons. They are already cheating, they have someone they want to cheat with, and opening up the relationship will make it legal. Yep, got it in one. Let's see what else we've got here. Seriously, though, all these other women went on dates and were like, ew, no, listen to them, leave him. Maybe he can mature in the meantime. Yeah. Okay, we got one from a guy. It's always nice point of view to get. Guy here. OP, amazing, isn't it? His deceit led to this, and now he's pissing on you. What the fuck? Seriously, I'd end it based upon his deceit alone. And rest assured, he was, at minimum, engaging in an emotional relationship with his coworker well before he broached opening up your relationship. Don't waste an iota of your time regarding he and your situationship. He blew a good thing. He no longer deserves you. Move on. Nicely said. And yeah, okay. And here's one I like. He admitted that he was stringing you along to see if this younger woman wanted him. If she had wanted him, he would have broken up with you for her. And you're asking if you're the a-hole? Lady, you are a moron if you stay. Yeah, I think that sums it up. I mean, yeah. Ooh, I like this one. Dude's like a monkey swinging between vines. He won't let go of one till he's got a firm grip on the next. Not the a-hole. Dump him the way he'd dump you in a heartbeat. Yeah, I think it's very clear. This one's pretty cut and dry, and it was a predictable one. So predictable, it actually almost feels fake. But yeah, I don't think we need much more on that one. It's very clear. I don't think their relationship had much going for it. She doesn't speak that highly about it. She sums it up in barely three sentences. Overall, it was healthy, but they still they were living very different separate lives, and while they enjoyed each other's company, it didn't seem like it was all that serious. So, yeah, sweetie, You found out there's better options. Let him go. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is a short one. Okay. This was posted, wow, only about 5 hours ago. Long jumping. Am I the a-hole for telling an 18-year-old dude he's too young for me because I see 18-year-olds as children? All right. I'm a 26 male and a grad student, and I met this 18-year-old guy who's also gay. Never once did it cross my mind to even look at him in that kind of way because to me, 18 is like a child. I mean, yeah, I get that. But I enjoyed talking to him because he's nice and I like his energy and optimistic attitude. Okay. I think he interpreted it as me liking him because he told me he really, really likes me and wants us to be boyfriends. He says I clearly feel the same way because of the fact that we've been hanging out. I told him I'm flattered and he's a great guy, but way too young for me. I said that once I hit like 22 or 23, 18-year-olds started to feel like children, and he'll understand when he's older. He said he's literally an adult. And I said, I mean, you graduated high school a few months ago. The maturity difference is massive. Look, I mean, you're a great guy. I'm sorry. I wouldn't date someone who wasn't at the least close to graduating undergrad, and even that's pushing it. He stopped texting me and all of a sudden says that he felt very disrespected by the way I infantilized him and called him a child, and he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Okay. And there is an edit. We met through going to the same university, and I would make time for him whenever he wanted to talk or get lunch or just hang. I have lots of other friends, but it's not too hard to make time with everyone being busy and having different schedules. So I guess someone must have asked, well, how did you end up hanging out with an 18-year-old? So, is this dude the a-hole for telling an 18-year-old that he's basically a child? He's too young for him. He's 26. Yeah, there's an 8-year difference. Um, I mean, come on. Yeah, he's 18. He's a baby. I, I get his feelings being hurt because I wouldn't have liked hearing that at 18 and being interested in someone who was older. Um, but it's true. And I mean, even his reaction speaks to how young he is. You know, you must like me. You must want to be boyfriends because we hang out. Like, that is a very young person sort of thing to think. That someone gives you attention and that means they like you romantically or even sexually. Yeah, I think his reaction just proves you made the right choice. That's a big gap, especially at that time in your life. I couldn't, I know it didn't take me long before I started looking at teenagers the same way once I hit, really got into my 20s. Like, ooh, oh my goodness, because I could already tell the difference in myself, how far I had come in such a short time. And I mean, one of you, your frontal lobe is developed and one of yours isn't. So let's see what the comments say. Not the a-hole. Hopefully he will understand later. As a 29-year-old, even at 26, 100% feel the same as you. 18 is an adult, but not the same as a 26-year-old. You've had time to get a full degree and be working in whatever field for a bit. He literally just graduated. Yeah, absolutely. Um, An 8-year age gap isn't bad when both are relatively established in their chosen career, but when one is barely legal, that's definitely a level of icky. Yeah. Let's see. I like this. Okay, I like this one. Not the a-hole. Maybe you said it a little bluntly, but at 26, you should be turning down 18-year-olds. It's not your fault he misconstrued friendship as interest, and it isn't infantilizing to point out someone's actual age. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's sort of the thing, like you can tell how young someone is if they pitch a fit when you want to see their license, when they're trying to buy something and they're just like, "What?" They when you're young, you want to be old. And You can tell the difference when someone just does not care because they already are that old. Oh, here's a good one. Not the a-hole. Did you notice that he started acting like a child when you called him a child? It's a good thing you didn't call him a horse or a duck or something. Sorry, I'm 43, but clearly still a child too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty easy one. And I mean, a very natural way to feel about one so much younger than you. He's just a puppy. And he responded accordingly. He'll get over it. One of these days, one day he's gonna look back and go, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I responded that way." We've all been there at some point. Okay, here we have one from Throwaway Zebra that was made about a day ago. Am I the a-hole for insisting we move in together now that we're having a baby? Hmm. This is a throwaway count I just made to ask this question. Okay, all right, let's do this. I, male 41, have been dating Jess, female 37, for the past 5 years. From the very beginning, she told me she never wanted to get married or have kids, and that if she ever got pregnant, she wouldn't keep the baby. All right, at least she was forthcoming with you from the start. After a year of dating, I brought up the idea of moving in together, but she said no. She preferred the arrangement we had, which is spending time together a few nights a week when one of us sleeps over, then having a few days each week to ourselves at our own place separately. I accepted that. Yeah, I get that. I understand. Sometimes you don't want to be completely enmeshed with another person. And I think she's being very forthcoming about her boundaries and what she wants out of the relationship. Okay. Recently, she told me she's pregnant and she's keeping the baby. I brought up moving in together again because I want to be there for her and for our child. But again, she said no. Her plan is that we continue as we are, have our together time with the baby when one of us sleeps over, and then take turns caring for the baby while the other has alone time in their own place. Okay. A- Again, it seems like she's being very straightforward about the way she wants this to go. I will admit that a child does complicate things, but this, co-parenting in this can work. I told her this makes no sense to me and doesn't seem realistic. I want us to be a family. Why pay two rents and set up two nurseries? I asked her if she doesn't see me as a long-term partner. She said she does and that she loves me, but she still wants things to stay the way they are. Mm, okay. Seems like you two want different things. You both have a different idea of what this relationship should look like. I talked to my buddy, and he told me I should probably accept it because if we split up, I'll end up seeing my child even less. So now I'm questioning myself. Am I being old fashioned? Am I being selfish for wanting us to live together so I can actually be there and help with the baby full time? I'm lost here. Oh boy, this complicates things. Wow. Well, okay, let's see what some of the comments have to say. Not the a-hole. You asked and she declined. Now that you have your answer, you either make it work or separately entirely. You either make it work or separate entirely and co-parent. You would be an a-hole if you attempt to force it. All right. Um, okay. Why are you with her? It's very obvious you two are not on the same page with what you want from a relationship. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. As in, completely incompatible. You should have left years ago. Now you have another life involved. Honestly, I'd leave and look to find someone that is a better match. Yeah, but there is another life involved. It's not that simple now. Okay, not the a-hole. Two pieces of advice. Get a DNA test. and have a lawyer draw up a shared custody agreement arrangement whether you stay together or not. You want this outlined ahead of time. This should include financial responsibilities, visitation, medical responsibilities, holidays, the whole 9 yards. Even if you remain together, this is important. Raising a child is exhausting and expensive, and the future is unpredictable. That is great advice right there. Absolutely. Um, you really, this is a kind of situation. You two do not view a relationship the same. She really does like having her independence. She doesn't want you in her life every minute, every day. She's clearly not the type of person who needs to be everything to you or wants you to be everything to her, which is absolutely fine. But you seem to have a different view. Again, neither of their views on relationship is wrong, but I do get the sense that he has been, I don't know, maybe holding on and hoping she would change her mind. And it's hard for him to accept that now that there's a child in the picture, that it won't be the family he envisioned. Um, but should he be surprised when she made it clear that she never even wanted a child? So he should have been prepared to not have a family, traditional family set up with her from there. I don't know. This is complicated. I will say, just off the cuff, I would, if this was me, I would have to I would accept it. Like, I've been in this relationship with this person. They've made it clear to me this is what they want, and I've told myself I'm okay with that. Yeah, you know. Or, yeah, you could break up with her and co-parent. I mean, those are your choices. But we do have an update. So let's see what the update. Okay. All right. Oh, I think things got a bit serious. Oof. As if they weren't already. Okay. Pregnant girlfriend doesn't want to move in with me. Update. Those of you who called me a man child or said she doesn't want to move in with you because you're a man baby can get bent. Yes, sir. For everyone else, thanks for encouraging me to actually get to the bottom of this. Oh, okay. All right. We got some new information. I had a serious eye-opening talk with her last night over the phone. I asked her straight up what the real reason was that she didn't want to move in with me. If she needed space, a duplex, or a house with a finished basement would have solved any of that. But she kept giving excuses like, I like my house better, or it's more of a privacy thing. I would have accepted I need my independence or I'm not comfortable being that vulnerable, something like that. But this sounds a little suspicious. So I asked her if there was someone else, if she was seeing someone on the side. Is she cheating on me? She said it's not cheating because whatever she does on her me days is none of my business, and that was our deal. No questions, no communication on those days. Wait. I did not realize that it was that serious a separation in their relationship. What? That is not what I thought was happening here. I thought they lived separate, in their own separate homes and they weren't together every day. But this sounds like, as far as she's concerned, when they're not together, they're not in a relationship. That is, what? I don't think that was what was actually discussed. What she does on her me days is none of his business, and that's their deal. No questions, no communications. What? Wow, this is. And they've been doing this how many years? How many years have they been? 5 years? Oh boy. Oh, maybe maybe she did. She clearly did not communicate herself very well, or he didn't hear her, because this is weird to me, I must say. See, when he first his okay, sorry. Let me continue before I go on a tangent. All right. I was honestly shocked. That was supposed to be about alone time, not meeting other guys. Yeah, she just repeated that what she does on those days is none of my business. So I asked her if the real reason she wanted privacy was to stay close to this guy, some other guy. Is he the dad? She said he's not the dad. He had a vasectomy years ago. Like that's supposed to make me feel better. Meanwhile, I've been cooking for her and filling her fridge for those me days, basically helping her see someone else. Oh, this is so wrong. This is so wrong. She dirty. Oh my gosh. I asked how long this had been going on, and she said on and off, maybe 2 or 3 years. And before that, it was another guy. I told her we never agreed to see other people, and she said it's not her fault I misunderstood, and that she clearly said no communication or questions on those days. Yeah, but you didn't say it's because you were giving that time to another partner. What the? No, that's gaslighting. She's gaslighting you, dude. She clearly led you to believe something completely different than what she was doing. Wow. Wow. Whew. So I told her we're done. I'm going to see a lawyer and we need to do a test to make sure the baby is mine. She said all my talk about being there for her during the pregnancy was BS. Huh? I told her I don't owe her anything anymore. My only responsibility is to the baby if it's mine, and she can ask her other partner to step up. I am so angry and frustrated. I can't believe I didn't see this coming. Dude, wow. Yeah, okay, you know what this reminds me of? There was this comedian who made a joke about women and how they need to deal with men, and how instead of trying to find the one guy who will be your everything, like again, a comedian, he was clearly joking, but the joke was that a woman needed to have like four different men in her life. One of them is the old daddy who pays for everything. One of them is like the bestie who comes over and takes care of the kids. One of them is the like the gay bestie who goes shopping with you and conversations and all that stuff. And then the hot Neanderthal who, whips you around the bedroom and spins you like a ceiling fan. Obviously, there was just it's a joke, but he was saying that there's no one man who would fill every need you have. So that's what, and he was joking because he said that's what men tend to do. They find a woman to fill these niches in their lives. It sounds like this is what she was doing to him. He was a stable niche, dependable, calm, all that stuff. No drama with him. He was there for her. She needed something. He was there for her. And that's all he was to her. He filled that niche. And then she's like, but I can't give you all my time. I'll give you half my time. And the other half of my time, I'll be with other guys who fill a completely different niche. Only she didn't inform him that that's what was happening. The audacity, the audacity to claim that no communication or questions means I can just do whatever the frig I want outside of this relationship. Wow, this poor guy. That is crazy. She's too grown for this. She too grown to be doing this. What, she's 37 years old, acting this way. Oh, my word, this poor man. But yeah, I'm glad he said we're over. Get to that lawyer, dude. 100%. I can't even get over saying, I thought you said you were going to be there for the pregnancy. Why? Why? So that's all he is to her. He's just a support system. Oh my goodness. All right, let's look at the comments. Okay. Well, she's clearly a nut job. Honestly, hope it's not yours so you can just cut ties entirely. I do too. Because, wow, can you imagine? Children tie you to someone for life. And this is not someone you want to be tied to. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else we got for comments. On top of the DNA test, I'd get an STI test as well. Yeah. I mean, you have no idea how many other guys she's doing on her no communication days. Like, and she doesn't care. Um, okay, we got Wow, she's a piece of work. Her justification for what she knows damn well was cheating is insane. Agreeing to your partner having private alone time in a relationship does not equate to you agreeing to them seeing other people. If she didn't make it absolutely clear that she wanted to see other people, then it's cheating, pure and simple. The gall of letting you continue making meals for her for those days when she was cheating is shocking, honestly. Agreed. And given that truth, it's not surprising you would break up with her on learning this. She sounds a little unhinged to expect otherwise. And yes, absolutely insist on DNA testing. If it's yours, you can co-parent without being in a relationship with the baby's cheating mother. 100%. My goodness, this is horrible. Man. And one last comment. I'm sorry this happened. This has to suck so hard. Not the a-hole, and it seems like you handled this part as well as a person can. Being hurt is understandable, and she can kick rocks. Honestly, just going, I'm sorry you misunderstood, is not really applicable in a situation like this. These things are supposed to be spelled out in stone so that no one is unsure or not on the same page. I expect she probably may have done it on purpose, and if not, well, the outcome is the same. It's okay to pull back to lick wounds. You're fine, man. Yeah. Wow. That is nuts. How can some people, the whole grain gluten free audacity of some people. Okay, well, I think that will be enough for today. that one that one really got me. Um, so yeah, thank you for joining Mama over here. I hope that this was something calming for your background, whatever you were doing. Maybe you were doing a little house cleaning, maybe you were on the toilet, whatever you had to do. I hope my conversation helped fill the void. And I hope you come back to listen and chat with me sometime in the future. All right. Take care, y'all. Drink water. Make smart choices. Mwah.